Stop Violence, Build Trust. That particular committee, which I'm a part of on the steering committee and also the general committee. But here's what I've come to know since I've been working and with Bread all these years. Doing justice is hard, and it's not always immediately rewarding. We can fight for years before seeing the impact of our efforts. Even then, we may not directly know the lives that have been saved or the hope people have felt directly from their lives being saved, or the hope they felt, like, for instance, getting their first house, or the student benefiting from a safe and restored classroom. Now, I'm a member of the Stop Violence, Build Trust Committee, and I wanted to share my excitement while attending the first call-in conducted by the Columbus Violence Reduction Team on June 27th. Myself, along with Mary Counter, were invited to attend as part of the community group. After over 6 years, I said 6 years of countless meetings and negotiations with city officials, in Bread's effort to reduce violence in our community, this initiative finally became a reality. Now, a call-in is where people who are leaders within a violent group or a gang who are prone to participate in violence or really even become victims of violence themselves are invited to attend a meeting. They invited over 30 participants to attend, and only 17 showed up. Now, a call-in also invites city, county, and federal law enforcement to also attend. The only prominent invitee missing was Mayor Ginther. Everybody else showed up. The community members that were invited were made up of faith leaders and service providers and families who have lost loved ones to violence. The law enforcement officials and speakers were seated at floor level in the front of the room, facing the audience. The 17 young men were seated in the front rows in the auditorium, and the community was seated in the rows behind them. Now, this room was it was quiet. It was eerily quiet and filled with tension as each person talked to them, not down to them. They were told, these 17 young men were told, we're not here to arrest you. We want to give you hope so that you can change your life and your lifestyle. These messages were delivered by the new safety director, Kate Pichotti, the chief of police, Elaine Bryant, who also, during her talk to the young men, she issued an apology for the historical harm of policing practices that had been done to their community. Sergeant Gruber, the head of the gang unit, spoke also. The deputy county prosecutor, Anthony Pearson, was also there, along with U.S. Attorney Kenneth Parker. Here's what they shared with them, that this meeting is intentional. You were invited because we know who you are. You were chosen, handpicked, because you are on our radar. The overall message from law enforcement that was sent was the violence must stop. We want you to be safe, alive, and out of prison, but you must change. Then they said, but if you choose to continue in this lifestyle, and any more violence comes from you or any members of your group, we will come down on you with the full force of the law. Any future charges against you will be weighted to determine where you can serve the most time. They told them, please understand this message and take it back to your group. U.S. Attorney Kenneth Parker of the Southern District shared that if they come before him, there will be no plea bargains. He says, you're now on my radar. He says, I will seek maximum time. Your opportunity to change is today, he told them. The county coroner, Nathaniel Overmeyer, also shared some graphic pictures of the causes of death due to violence. His message to them was, don't end up in my office. The moral voice of the community shared that regardless of your past, you are redeemable. A mother who had lost her son to gun violence shared her pain. A minister shared that God is watching you, but the feds are too. Sean, with the Columbus Violence Reduction Team, kind of wrapped things up, and he shared, if you choose to change your lifestyle, we are here to help you finish your education, to help you to secure a job, to gain housing, to fulfill any needs you may have. He said, we are not like other programs. We will deliver, and we will help you to stay on track. Sean kind of summed up his message to them, which he said, listen, this message to you tonight has been clear. It's a golden opportunity for you to change your lifestyle. Now, all 17 of these participants were invited to stay for dinner, which had been prepared, and speak with law enforcement members and also the community. And most of them stayed and broke bread and interacted. Paul Smith is with the National Network for Safe Communities, who actually conducted the training for the city of Columbus. He shared with Mary Counter and myself after the call-in. He said he had attended over 100 call-ins across the world because they have this program internationally. And he said he had just witnessed the best conducted call-in he has seen. The CVR team, the Violence Reduction Team, reported to us on the very next day that all 17 attendees accepted their offer of help and committed to change their life. The current success of this initiative is due to the dedication of all of the Stop Violence, Build Trust Committee members, bread leaders, network members who didn't give up. When we commit to be network members at House meetings, we're going to be joining a powerful movement for justice. And we will be able to see a more fair city and community as a result of our efforts and our work. Bread rises. Woo!